try to continue here from where we were, part 2, about work and work, how to make money. So anyway, so now we're gonna continue on. This will be like part 2, continue from first video. So as we ended, we talked about this pole, center post, this pole, center pole turning, barber pole on the left rolling in, these two rolling towards each other, this one rolling in, and then as these unwind, boom, and the next one, chest, shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger, or fist, and what you're ending. So now so now the arm, just the arm loose, but we unroll that whip. So whoop, 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 whoop. You can, I'm trying to exaggerate this so you can see the closing, the rolling, and the closing of this, the left side, the opposite side, and then the opening of that side. Whoop, whoop. If you watch, you can kind of see the elbow go in an opposing direction as well when it opens. The other side. So again, not just the arm. Arm is loose, but this is arm. Excuse me. Arm. Closing, opening. Closing, opening. Closing, opening. Shoulder stays down. Closing, opening. You kind of see this close on this side now. And then opening. So it whips out. Handle of the whip to the tip of the whip. This also works if we're going down. So if I'm going whoop, whoop, it's still spiraling in, whoop, whoop, closing, whoop, whoop, or whoop. So again, that brick, the brick on the end of the rope coming to the spine. So it doesn't matter if you go to the side or you whip the rope around in a circle, or whip the rope around in a circle, or whip it up. Still a brick on the end of the rope. And again, this all has to go down, getting down on the diagonals. Diagonally, dying. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know if you can kind of see this difference if we're going down. So this would be the arm trying to hit, or so when we see the motions, where he's loose or he's whoop, whoop, lightly hitting the tree. He's not trying to beat the tree. He's whoop, master whoop, whoop. Not from the shoulders, but from the barber poles. Whoop, whoop. Change kind of occurs here if we're going both sides. If we go both sides, we go from the shoulder. You can see the chest, shoulder gets stuck, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand. Shoulder, wrist, elbow, hand. So we try to do loose. We're whipping out the hand, and it really can hyperextend the tendons and stuff. But if these barber poles are closing, we're obviously not turning the center post to left or right like we're loading for one side or the other side. So now that main men comes into play more. So as we close, we're closing, we're gathering everything down, loading, like we're going to jump, but loading, and then whoop, whoop, it comes up. The two barber poles are rolling in. So we're gathering, rolling the barber pole in, and then unroll it. Rolling it in, gathering to the main men. We're going forward, pushing, This is where Master Chen, he goes, this is where he goes Ming Men. He gathers. Ming Men gathers, he drives out from Ming Men, not from the shoulders pushing. He gathers, sinking, and it comes from Ming Men out because it's kind of a forward motion. When you start going on a diagonal or side, then you're going to get more rotational, and that's going to be the spine. Boom. Doesn't mean the Ming Men still isn't involved in there. You're just getting extra rotation from the central post, the post in the middle. So gathering, 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 gathering. Okay. So I hope that makes a little sense for this motion. You also see this in the forearm. So most people, as we turn, sit, turn, open the forearm, bring this back, we're trying to use our arm, and it probably feels pretty tight through some of these motions. And then where's the anchor point where we hold? But if instead we're coming from the other side, I'm exaggerating, there's more of a whip, and you won't feel nearly as much tension because you're not stopped here trying to get the arm to go the rest of the way. So the other thing too is, as your counterbalance, as this whips out, you're not hitting the guy with just your shoulder weight, you're hitting them with the mass of your body and sitting back, sucking back. You're already over past your center. So instead of throwing this way, it becomes another way to practice it. So practicing down, down. So again, come this side, down, 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 variations. Out. So instead of rolling out this way with your fist, this is spiraling the wrist this way, palm up, the other spiraling it, palm down. The other thing that occurs from this is the left-right motion for the shoulder blades to separate is much more natural. So instead of trying to stick your elbow back straight and this palm out straight or hit straight like you're holding the pole, the spear, when the two barber poles go, one's spiraling, it's going to take that elbow back and away as the other one goes forward. And you almost have a natural, when you do, you have basically the natural position of shoulder blades leading the arms without it being tension. Matter of fact, that picture of Chen Xiaohui sitting in that deep horse stance, if you look at him, he's really tailbones tucked. He's gathered everything into that Ming Men area. Dantian's full, but Ming Men, his ribs are down, and especially you can really see him. That arm that's out, that pole, side channel, spiraled in, that he has no shoulder. It's empty, and this one, same thing, opposite direction. Boom. Is a very nice, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous structure for that. So anyway, that's that kind of is talking about the first picture, figure A. Figure B is going to be showing diagonals, and we may have to get that a little later. So that's going to get a little more confusing because all this happens at the same time, oddly enough. So anyway, that helps a little bit. So should be nice and confusing. So change the tissue. That's going to be the big question. If you're going to ask the question, how do you change all the tissue? How do you change all the tissue around the pelvis and the sacrum and the lumbar? How do you change the tissue through the organs, the floating ribs, the sternum, all the way to the collarbone, shoulder, underneath the shoulder blades? How do you change that to make it alive so where it's not the arm doing motions, but the inside, the internal structure, aliveness doing it. So the internal isn't just rigid, but it's elastic, free, and alive. So whether it be, another point while we're on it. Bob was showing this one, which is, really love Mr. Chin doing this motion. One of the things he puts is when going forward, and this will get to that diagonal thing a little bit, where he says yin yang. So this is yang, this is yin, chi, the bigger ball, because they're opposite. Boom. Then this is yang, boom, supports this one. Then yin, it's on a diagonal. Boom. So he's a boom in the chicken. Well, the other thing too is he will test by grabbing someone's arm and moving. Well, if he grabs the arm and it's too stiff and it's too tight, it will move their whole post. It'll move their whole body. So it should be like looser. If this is connected to the shoulder, it will really twist everything as a mass unit. If it's just connected to the post, it's going to twist the post and throw you off as well. But if we have this barber pole thing on the side channel, the other side channel here, so boom, this one's spiraled in, this one's spiraled, well, actually this one's spiraled in, but boom, here, if this is loose, but connect, and this isn't stuck to the center post, if someone grabs that arm, it really just turns that post, and they haven't locked your spine or moved your spine. You still got room to change and evade. So, whoop, whoop. And if you watch Chainsaw, he really hinges from that elbow, but he's not just loose here. It's because he's got two different things. So it doesn't have to go with the body to get back up there. He's got the gears, all these gears interact, Of course he does it very well,